Okay, you guys, there are spoilers ahead for the original Final Fantasy VII, and some minor spoilers such as funny dialogue and Easter eggs for the remake. Also, this video is sponsored by Raycon. In 1997, Squaresoft proved that video games were the next frontier for artistically and narratively compelling blockbusters by creating an experience at the edge of reality, where the player endures a love that can never be and a hatred that always was. Where the hero's ultimate conquest is restoring balance to nature and their ultimate weapon is the ultimate sacrifice. Where the largest dev team in history summoned a cast of thousands, materialized the stars in full motion video, and told the most expensive story ever programmed.
They said it couldn't be done in a major motion picture. They were right. The most anticipated epic adventure of the year will never come to a theater near you. Final Fantasy VII.
You guys are gonna pay me for this, right?
Final Fantasy VII is one of my boyfriend's favorite pieces of media. Not because of how it compares to other games in his library, but because of how it compares to other events in his life. He says the radical leaps in technology and Hollywood levels of production alone were too exciting for a 90s kid to ever forget, while the bitter social criticism and uncharted emotions were too revelatory for a 90s kid to ever be the same again.
That ain't for kids!
Seriously, the death of his little video game girlfriend happened 22 years ago, yet just last week he had a flashback to it during a Marvel movie.
Let me go.
Please no.
It's okay.
Aerith getting cancelled by a samurai sword is often cited as the most notable moment in all of gaming because it taught millions of fun-seeking children about trauma-related guilt.
It's supposed to be me. What? Sacrifice her life for that goddamn stone. She bet her life on it. Look, I'm sorry, no offense, but we're talking about space magic.
The hardest lesson for my boyfriend, though, was that in our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves, from economic inequality, from climate change, from ruining the only home we have in the great enveloping cosmic dark. He was forced to confront the folly of human conceits and learn to cherish the pale blue dot.
The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, the aggregate of our joy and suffering. Thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization. Every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam.
But this isn't a review of the original Final Fantasy VII. This is a review of what it's like to live with someone who finally got to play the new Final Fantasy VII. And check out these bazongas! My word, they almost popped out the screen!
Take them off the glass! Take them off the glass!
After realizing every girl in this game wants to sleep with my boyfriend, I said, no wonder you're excited for the remake, and he was like,
I get older, they stay the same age.
Cloud is a player, watch this. Aerith flirts by giving him a flower, then he uses the same move on Tifa with the same flower. And later that night, Jessie asks him out, cause I mean, who can resist a guy that rides a motorcycle and tells you to shut up?
What do we do?
Shut up.
Ladies, open your eyes, this man is a hoe!
I've been around.
I'll bet.
For crying out loud, he put on a dress and seduced a little boy.
Forgive me, miss, but the way you're staring at me is rather...
Hey, Chadley, why don't you take a picture with your Google Glass? It'll last longer. The player has 4 beautiful admirers in this game, yet Cloud is mean to all of them.
Did you miss me?
No, really.
What? And the only romantic happy ending is this.
We are a hand massage parlor.
This is a hand job store.
Let's start with the tips.
I want to die. I hate it.
That was pretty good, but
Oh
next
my
time can you
God.
gag me with a dirty sock and call me Spanky?
But even with a main character who needs to do me a favor and get over himself, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is the best game I've watched my boyfriend play this year. Although a more honest title would have been the first 10% of Final Fantasy VII stretched out with side quests that never happened.
You guys remember that famous Final Fantasy VII moment where you go tandem skydiving with Wedge?
Don't get me wrong, that section was a welcome and seamless addition thanks to lovable voice actors like Badger from Breaking Bad and Charlie Sheen from Hot Shots 2. However, there are a few long chapters that try to break up the linearity with uninspired open-world fetch quests that frankly, I don't believe Cloud would agree to. He tells his friends over and over that he's only helping them for the money, but when some broke-ass kids have a green thing on their head, he's like,
You sons of bitches! What's the job?
then spends the next half an hour looking for stray cats.
This cocksucker here, I found him in a storm drain.
The lack of polish in these areas is made even more noticeable when every conversation starts with a long, awkward silence.
Tifa!
And when every NPC is coming through, look out!
Hey, what the f***? She just headbutted me in the dick. Tifa just straight up went out of her way to run into that lady. Aerith, you're making a mess.
Nevertheless, those chapters are a small price to pay for a modern introduction to the people, places, and things of this dreamlike existence. And I say dreamlike because we were on Earth, only it wasn't Earth. And Aerith was Aerith, only she was also a horse.
What?
It's been a while since I gave out this award, but Final Fantasy VII is 100% certified bananas. Especially if you're new to the story like me. For starters, what's a fat cock hobo, and how come every once in a while Cloud gets a headache and then this happens? It's moments like these my boyfriend would ask,
Any questions?
Yes! Several!
where'd that lady come from? Why did we take the stairs?
I don't know. That's the stairs.
And who put on Monster House?
The house grabs things and pulls them in and eats them.
We'll see you later.
Then he'd never answer any of them because it might spoil something in part 2, 5 years from now. I'm sorry, but it's really jarring when I'm in the middle of the game's most emotional scene and they randomly cut to a bipedal cat in a towel wearing a crown.
Oh my
What is
god.
that?
Hey, look who it is.
What the hell is that?
You'll see.
Why is Felix the cat in this game all of a sudden?
You'll see.
On the other hand, that iconic Final Fantasy weirdness is what made the combat an absolute pleasure. Oh wow, yeah! It's complete nonsense and I have no idea what's going on, but
Look at all those chickens!
I didn't particularly enjoy watching my boyfriend play with his balls for hours at a time, but I did enjoy the salt. You see, there's these things called magic points, ATB, and limit break that you can spend to use powerful abilities. The problem is you can spend those right into the toilet if a boss decides to start a cutscene. Now, I don't want to show the final boss, so I'm gonna isolate my boyfriend's microphone and provide a spoiler-free play-by-play. Here we go.
He's almost there. There it is.
Okay, that's what my boyfriend says when he staggers an enemy, meaning he can inflict lots of damage.
Let's see if there's a cutscene. Is there going to be a cutscene that's going to ruin it? Is that what's going to happen?
Now he's worried because it's the final minutes of the game, his limit breaks have charged at last, and he's casting both Cloud and Tifa's to finish off what little health the boss has left. That Santa Claus sound means he thinks his strategy is working, but the limit breaks have only just begun.
Yeah. Oh
This is where the boss starts a cutscene, and you can actually hear the moment my boyfriend's heart rips in half.
no! Oh, I could just do cutscenes and just, oh, you're going to use your most powerful move that you have, that you've worked so hard to save up and use? I'm going to use a cutscene and say no.
And after 45 hours of
assholes,
I was so glad I had my Raycons. Raycon is a company founded by Ray J, a man with a passion for comfortable, good quality earbuds. A pair of Raycons cost half the price of any other premium wireless earbud on the market. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. It also comes in new fun colors. They sound just as amazing as any other top-quality audio brands without any of the discomfort. Go to buyraycon.com/GFR for 15% off your order. Okay, thanks for watching, and a very big thanks to ProZD for narrating yet another fake video game trailer for us. There's a link to his channel in the description. We think our next project is going to be a review of Half-Life Alyx. Make sure to check us out on Twitch where you can watch us play all these games we talk about. Okay, thanks again, bye!